Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Armada Universe Megatron. You can see him there in his tank mode because that's how he's packaged. We'll go ahead and put that off to the side and look at this box, which yes, has a nice bit of artwork of Megatron there, looking all imposing and mean in his tank mode there and shooting stuff in the Legacy Evolution and plastic free and Transformers and all that stuff. On the top you have Legacy Evolution and of course a little tech spec QR code if you want that. On the side you have a close-up of his looking very angry there, and of course tank mode again. On that side, on this side, of course, you have half of the line-wide artwork and some creasing because I found this in Walmart. And of course, in the bottom, you have some what's included and some copyrights and whatnot. And also on the back, you have warning copyrights and of course his various modes and product shots. And hey, his Evo Fusion, which is, man, that terminology is doing a lot of heavy lifting, I guess, or something. And also you have instructions, which are pretty straightforward because, well, he's, well, kind of like his original version, kind of simple. Anyway. Armada Megatron. Yes, he's packaged in tank mode, which makes me very happy again. They need to start doing this again. I don't care what their market research says. Yeah, you can see it is very similar to the original. Again, I didn't have the original toy and whatnot. I didn't buy a lot of Armada. Didn't want to watch the cartoon, but I did like a lot of the designs, even if the toys were kind of disappointing. But yeah, you can see he's a green tank. You got his Decepticon symbol right there. You got some nice little rigid detailing there. You got a little hatch in silver. You got a whole bunch of little details picked out in paint and molding and whatnot. And a whole bunch of 5mm pegs, which are in the spots where I believe this is where a lot of the Minicon ports used to be. He does not have Minicon ports, although I've seen third-party adapters, or at least some plans for it, which is, you know, you plug them into the 5mm ports, and then, hey, look, you have a Minicon port. And yeah, so not compatible with your original Minicons, but could be with some add-ons. Of course, you got some orange there on the barrel and the gray. You got some orange and some lights, some silver. His head's just chilling out there, but and the whole thing was supposed to be like a grabby claw and everything. Kind of the H-tank and all that. And yeah, back here you can kind of see bits of the robot, but, you know, again, original toys like this, so, you know, eh. Down here you can see again more of the robot mode and whatnot. And yes, he also has rolling wheels. Hooray! So yeah, he does in fact roll. And those wheels are actually really nice. I'm surprised. They roll fairly well. They're not like, you know, they're like, oh, they're barely there and they squeak and they barely move, so he's just sliding. But no, he actually rolls, which makes me happy. He is a very nice rolly machine. And his tank turret, yep, you can go left and right. It's because, again, I think this was the thing in the case of the original. He can only go this far to the left, and he can go this far to the right because they're stopping points for reasons. But his tank turret can go, it can go up and down as well. That's pretty neat. I guess you can do this. I guess kind of a, I don't know, like upward cannon thing, but that's more for a different thing. But yeah, got that. So yeah, I really like this tank mode. Yeah, his head's exposed. Some people might not be like that, but of course Armada fans are, you know, probably losing their minds because it's just like the original toy in many ways. So, yeah, it's not an exact replica or anything, but, you know, I think it gets the idea across pretty well. And for me, someone who, you know, again, liked the designs of Armada, but did not like the execution, this sort of toy very much appeals to me. Almost to the point I'm very much strongly considering going back and watching Armada or possibly just Micron Legends, you know, because that's supposedly the superior version. So maybe we'll see. Only watched a few episodes before I dipped out, but yeah. Well, I like the tank mode, and again, I like him. He's packed in tank mode. But a couple comparisons. Again, right now, not a whole lot. We're close to getting Optimus. I'm really looking for that Optimus. But here's the Starscream. Why not? You know, Starscream. Wonder if they have to release the blue version of him. I mean, come on. But yeah, Starscream, you know, you see Starscream's a bit smaller, which just about right. But yeah, he's also Jet, so kind of a weird comparison. But whatever, it's Starscream. I have him here. And because of the other Armada representation so far, Hotshot, who is significantly smaller, but that seems to be right. So there you go on that front. Now, I would compare him to the Combiner Wars version that came out if I ever had him, and I never did. And I also sold off the Megatron I did have, so no comparison there. Sorry. I already sold it off, so well, any which way, just this is better than that version for sure. But anyway, transformation, again, like I said, is pretty straightforward and simple and whatnot. But first thing you want to do is take the feet here and move them up, and they are actually click into place pretty hard. Yeah, and so the toes and the heels, you move those out like that. Down here, take these green panels, untab them like so, and then untab this from the side, and then straighten out the leg like this, and then go ahead and take this panel and close that up like so. Same thing on this side, untab it from the side there too, and then straighten out, close this panel up, and then take the legs and bring them down like so. Back here, you want to take the tank turret and open that up like that so you can have room to swivel that around, and you can close that back up like so. And then take the turret and bring it down like that. Yeah, I already got the lower body done. Now the next thing I want you to do is take these little black pieces right here and untab them and swivel them down in a place like that. And then take this. I'll go ahead and just do the other one too. Take that and bring that down like that. Then take this flap here, bring that up like so. Take this piece and open that up. And then also, right here, there's a gray rotation piece. You want to bring that down, then bring the shoulder down all the way. Make sure it goes all the way down. That circle there should be no gap here. Then you go ahead and bring the arm out like this. Then take the fist and you can unfurl it. So, bring it all the way down. Close this back up. Close this back down. There's a tabbing spot right there. And that's one arm done. Same thing on this side. Open up that. Open up this. Bring the whole shoulder piece down on this. Again, make sure there's no gaps down there at the bottom. Then bring the arm out. Like so. Fold out the hand. Bring the arm all the way down. Close this up and close that down like that. And those are the arms done. And finally, you take this chest piece. You open this up. Open that up. You take this. Fold that away. Close it back up. Make sure that's all straightened out. And there you go. That is Armada Megatron in his robot mode. And yeah, the robot mode looks great. You got lots of, again, this is where a lot of purple shows up, which is pretty great. And also, we already kind of know that, well, let's be real, Galvatron's coming. This has a lot of nice purple. You got his nice face there, which just looks just very stern right there. He's got his big old antlers, the orange and gray. You got the tread shoulders, and you got the purple here. Again, nice little texture detail. You got the Decepticon symbols on both shoulders. The silver and black, silver abs, and the purple. And again, some little dots of orange there, and some more purple and green. Again, asymmetry, which is like the original toy. He even has her asymmetrical hands. He's got a bit of a clawed hand there, and more of a fist there. Everything, and he looks just really nice overall. And yeah, he's got his turret backpack, which it's supposed to be angled like that. And yeah. Just really like how this guy looks overall. I just really like this one. I was very excited when I found him in Walmart. I was like, yeah, Armada Megatron. I've been looking for this guy. And yeah, he did not disappoint me. Some people are a little disappointed for a very specific reason, but overall, I think his sculpt looks great. Normally, I do the articulation after gimmick because of the nature of things. I want to probably just do articulation now. But his head is on a ball joint. It is left and right. Up and down a little bit, and a little bit of waggle, but there's not a whole lot of range there, but there is enough, and you have to also watch it, because also his antlers do come off. They are just pegged in, just like the original. I think that is just like the original. I'm not sure. I never had it. Again, never had it. Believe that the original is like that because of safety reasons, have to come off. Yeah, there's that. Shoulders, this is the big point of a contention. Shoulders and whatnot. So... right here, these pylons do not move. The shoulder pylons do not move, just like Laser Prime. But yeah, you have that thing which folds out and shows you the shoulder articulation you got. The shoulder is actually attached to the back of this. You got outward, which goes about that far until it bumps in the sculpt. If you open that up, you get a little more outward. But yeah, you have that open. But just an FYI on that. Forward, you have that far forward. You can't go above his head because these shoulder pylons. Now, that's the thing, because the original toy, the pylons did move. It's a weird thing. A lot of people want it to be like the original toy, but apparently they weren't ever supposed to move. The only reason they moved on the toy is because of just engineering reasons or something. They weren't supposed. The design, they were never supposed to move, and is one of those weird things where, yeah, if you look in the show, they don't really ever move except for a couple of times, which is animation errors or whatever what you call it. But yeah, that's supposedly the idea. So they don't move here, so it does kind of somewhat hamper articulation, but not to the point of I'm feeling too bad about it. My biggest thing here is, well, because the elbow here, you got an elbow, is something else. You have a bicep swivel elbow, which actually does go more than 90 degrees. About that far. Now here's the thing. What I wish is these were on double hinges. That's what I wish is these little flaps are on double hinges because if they folded up flat against this tread, you could use the elbow joint in conjunction and at least do something there. You can kind of get a bit there, but you kind of have this in the way. And I wish this just kind of folded up, and I think that would solve a lot of problems in general, because then you could still get above his head in some degree. His hand though can swivel, so that's nice. Both hands can swivel. There's also that gap there, which whatever. His waist does in fact swivel, which is nice. You kind of get limited by the backpack, that kind of bumps into it a bit, but enough that you got plenty of range there. Oh, yeah, and also I forgot the pylons can do that. Doesn't look great, but you can do that. I wish they kind of locked in there, but they do not. So there's that. Waist is good. Hips. There's a very soft ratchet in there. They got forward that far, back about that far on this hip before you hit, the backpack. This hip, you don't get quite as far as like 1 click difference though, depending on how you do things with the backpack. As they go that back that far outward, there is just friction, but I believe, get these out of the way. You got that much outward, so that's a lot. That's more than the full splits, which is real nice. That's more than the original toy could do. They also have a thigh swivel, and you have knees, which again, you can hear that ratchet. About 90 degrees. Also, you have a little bit forward too, which is weird, but you have that. And down at the feet, of course, because of transformation, you do have the toe and heel can both go down, although they're very clicky, so there's not a whole lot there. And you do have ankle tilt about that much. And of course, there's a sculpted detail, which is nice too. So you have all that stuff. Now, the gimmicks. He does not have his original Shiv gimmick. So no Shiv, sorry. If you really like that Shiv in the original toy, it is not present here. Also, this one really likes to really clicks into place, so it's harder to get him into an A stance. So no Shiv here, unfortunately. But he does have a lot of his original gimmicks, or a couple of them at least. One, you can take this off. I'm not sure if this is original gimmick or not, but you can take this off and spin his hand around. There's now a peg there, and this can just peg in like that, either hand. So you can have a gun hand, which is pretty cool. In my opinion, I like gun hands and whatnot. Those are always nice. But also, he does one other thing, which is really cool. You get those arms out of the way. You can take this, fold that down like this, and then extend the waist. And then you can rotate this around and slide that back up, click into place, bring this back up like so. Bring that forward and bring this forward, and bam, you have his, attack mode or something. The now called Evil Fusion. Evo Fusion, yeah. So that's cool. It's kind of silly looking, but it's really cool in a sense too. It's like it kind of goes. That's that thing of like it circles right around, back around. It's so dumb. It's kind of circles right around, back around to being cool again. So there's that. And this can rotate as well again because it's just you can also remove that because it's just a simple clip. I don't recommend doing that too often. Yeah, you can do all that. Rotate it however you want. Yeah, that's a thing you can do. And it's pretty neat. I just kind of like having holding it like he's kind of holding it with both hands, just kind of bracing himself against it. And yeah. And there is some things here to suggest that we might be getting a tidal wave as well, which there's argument right now is whether or not tidal wave should be Titan class or Commander class because, well, in the video game, he was very large, so he makes sense for him to be Titan class, but in the show, he wasn't that large. And also, people wanted to combine with Megatron. I'm in camp Commander class, so hopefully we'll see that. That's my opinion anyway. Because right now the argument for the Titan class, you can come with smaller versions, so you can just combine with Megatron. Those bits can combine with Megatron. No, it defeats the whole purpose. No, there is some evidence that he'll be able to combine. So we're hoping. Anyway, yeah, comparisons real quick. It's already kind of dragged on. Again, Starscream, which there we go. Starscream, which, again, I think that's about right. Not 100% certain. Again, I never really watched the show a lot, but I think that's about right. Starscream is about that height compared to Megatron. So that. And just because he's here also, again, Hotshot. There you go. And, of course, yeah, when Optimus shows up, we're going to see those comparisons and whatnot, and I am very excited because that's in a few weeks, at least for me, anyway. So, yeah. That's Megatron, Armada Megatron. He is real nice. I really like him. I'm not disappointed in the slightest. I think he's nice. He's a good chunky figure. He's got a somewhat a simplistic transformation, but it is accurate to the original. He doesn't have any lights and sounds or anything, but he has better articulation. He still has some of the gimmicks. Again, no mini-con compatibility, no shiv, so those are things. But he transforms a lot of largely the same, or close to the same, close enough as someone wants to get, technical, will actually save it. But I just think he's great. If the shoulder thing really bothers you, I don't know, maybe someone down the line will figure out a way to replace the shoulders outright and whatnot, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Again, it didn't bother me on Laser Prime. It doesn't bother me here. My actual thing is just if those flaps moved a bit better, then the articulation wouldn't be really a problem. But he just overall is better articulated than the original toy, and I think he has better proportions, and he just looks nice, and he's fun to play with. He's one of those. He's a leader class figure. It's fun to just kind of turn back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So I recommend picking him up. He's full price. It's a leader, so he's $55, but I think he's worth it. He's fun. He's starting to appear in stores. I got mine at Walmart. He's about to ship from Amazon and Hasbro Pulse and stuff as of this recording. So be on the lookout. I think he's great. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope like and comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my co-host.org/Nemesis-Prime. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I'll see you next time with another video review.